Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Ultra Instinct Tarot. My name is Andres, and I will be the one taking care of you for this reading, Scorpio. Ooh, that was nice. All right. So I also told Cancer this, but water signs are my favorite signs to do readings for. It is probably because I am a Pisces and a Cancer rising, and I am a watery person. My emotions. Oh, nah, we don't want it. Interesting. Okay, so I only took what was needed. Extra. I don't even know what I'm saying, Scorpio. See, I wanted to say something extra, but new vision. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I didn't even. All right, remember, ultra instinct. Doing, not thinking, or commenting on your doing. But I guess as soon as you start commenting on your doing, then you're getting away from the doing and getting into the thinking. New vision. New way of seeing things. I barely ever see this card. Number 12 is a major arcana, Scorpio. I feel weird and silly and goofy and like there's no point. There's no point in anything that I'm saying. I am just here for vibes and to have fun. Maybe that is the new vision. You know. Number 12. Major arcana. My things are not organized, so let me get organized. Alright. Number 12. Do you see a number 12, Scorpio? And can you let me know where it is? Because I don't see it. Oh, I see it. Thanks, Scorpio. Number 12. Go from 5 to the 8. From the sphere of strength to the sphere of splendor. Your new vision. I don't even know what this card would be about. What is the major arcana number 12? What's the equivalent to this one? Number 12 is the Hanged Man. New vision. Okay, interesting. So yeah, so the Hanged Man, or new vision, I guess, is all about, you're in a situation, you're upside down, hanging, by your leg, and the more you struggle, the more you're gonna hurt yourself. The best thing to do in situations like those are just to relax and stay still and let gravity do the work. There's nothing. There's nothing you can do about it, then we chill. Then the only thing we can do is make sure we are having a good time. And this might be the new vision, Scorpio, for you, especially if there is a lot of stuff going on. Well, I mean, there is in the world, but personally, if there's a lot of stuff going on that makes you feel like you're the Hanged Man, don't struggle, because you're only going to be hurting yourself if you do. Yeah, my dog agreed. She said, oof. The figure on this card is being born anew, emerging from his earthbound roots and growing wings to fly into the unbounded. The geometric shapes around the body of the figure show the many dimensions of life simultaneously available to him. What's wrong, Luna? Do you guys hear my dog whining in the background? What is it, Luna? What is it? ¿Qué pasó, Luna? See, I don't know why she's whining and complaining. No, Luna, no. I think, yeah, I don't know. Alright, this is what this new vision is all about. Now she came on up to me. Wants pets. Hi, Luna. Hi, yeah. Hi. Okay, so what this situation just told me was that Luna, there was a situation outside that Luna I maybe wanted to be a part of, or, maybe she just saw a dog walking by and she was whining and complaining. But why? Why was she whining and complaining? There's no point in whining and complaining, Luna. Nothing wrong is going on. And that is this new vision. That is just, being born anew, merging unbounded, different dimensions, things we complain about here in this dimension, people in other dimensions, are probably like, why the hell is he whining? See, and I wouldn't understand why she wasn't really whining, but making noises on Luna. But only she knows why she did that. From where I am, I don't see a reason for it. See, she's happy and everything. She's not like, but something happened outside. Oh. Maybe a dog walked by. Let me just read the new vision for you, Scorpio. The geometric shapes around the body of the figure show the many dimensions of life simultaneously available to him. The square represents the physical, the manifest, the known. The circle represents the unmanifest, the spirit, pure space. And the triangle symbolizes the threefold nature of the universe, manifest, unmanifest, and the human being who contains both. Now you are presented with an opportunity to see life in all of its dimensions, from its depths to the heights. And my dog is chilling now, and her tail is wagging, just watching me do this reading. And I feel good. And I feel like I'm in good company. Hi, Luna. Hi, baby. They exist together, like me and my dog. And when we come to know from experience that the dark and the difficult are needed as much as the light and easy, then we begin to have a very different perspective on the world. By allowing all of life's colors to penetrate us, we become more integrated. Yeah, it's the same with the hangman. He's accepting of the dark and the difficult. So instead of fighting it and struggling with it and whining about it, Luna, he takes it easy. He takes it light and easy. He just decides to just hang there and and enjoy the dark as well. So to me, this is like the Kompa Chui card, the Jesus Christ card, because imagine what he went through, when he got crucified. Like, man, if that was happening to me, I would be flipping tables. I would not have accepted it with as much grace as the man did. But he accepted it, right? And he carried that cross, and he walked, and he got hung. He got nailed, and he went with the blows. I'm not saying let people take advantage of you, but it's that skill and ability of going with the blow, not letting it, poison your mind, your emotions. Just the acceptance of it. See, like Kompa Chui, Jesus Christ, he knew that what was gonna happen was gonna help in the long run. He was gonna, do more good than bad. But what he should have done is defend himself. I would have. All right, enough. When you open up to the ultimate, immediately it pours into you. You are no longer an ordinary human being. You have transcended. Your insight has become the insight of the whole existence. Now you are no longer separate. You have found your roots. Otherwise, ordinarily, everybody is moving without roots, not knowing from where their heart goes on receiving energy, not knowing who goes on breathing in them, not knowing the life juice that is running inside them. It is not the body, it is not the mind, it is something transcendental to all duality. That is called Bhagavat, the Bhagavat in the 10 directions. Your inner being, when it opens, first experiences 2 directions, the height, the depth. And then slowly, as this becomes your established situation, you start looking around, spreading into all other directions. And once you have attained to the point where your height and your depth meet, then you can look around to the very circumference of the universe. Then your consciousness starts unfolding in all 10 directions, but the road has been won. Yeah, so bring in the tree of life. There's 10 directions to go. Imagine all of these. Some of them are up here, some of them are down here. This is imagine this being a 4D object. I don't know if you know anything about 4D objects, but there's no inside or outside. There's just one road. Like the Mobius strip. I don't know if I have anything I can show this with. No, that's not gonna work. I need a thin strip of something. No. Oh, yeah, that's not gonna work either. Okay, so there is an inside, there is an outside, but a 4D object turns in around. And now if we follow the road, it goes this way, and then it goes this way. See my finger? Here, it goes through here. Here, this isn't a very good explanation. The point is, when it's like this, I have to lift up my finger to put it on the other side. When it's like this, it is just one road. I can travel all directions and never have to lift my finger. So imagine the same with this. Imagine that this is moving and they're all connected somehow. It could be something like this as well, a circle. And then maybe we turn it around too. I don't know. Point is, there's many places to explore, but they are all one. Yeah, Scorpio. I feel like courage. Okay. Yeah, I go back to I keep saying a lot of stuff, but it feels like there's no point to anything that I've been saying. But life is that way, I don't know if you've heard, what's the secret to the universe, or what is it? What's the point of the universe? And then the answer is 42. Like it's as simple as 42. But I recently learned that in coding and programming and computer, I don't even know. I should probably watch the movie or read the book or something. I don't even remember what it's called, where that situation takes place. The Hitchhiker's Galaxy, something like that. But yeah, they asked for what's the secret of the universe, the point. And I didn't even know. They actually answered, or they asked this question to a computer, and the computer answered 42. And I don't know, in coding terms, when you're coding language, 42, when you programming something to 42, you make it be whatever you want it to be. So that is the command 42 of, you can make it whatever you want it to be. And that is the secret to the universe. There is no point to it. Just like, I feel like I've just been rambling on and on and on, and there's no point to what I'm talking about. And that's kind of the whole point, that it can be whatever you want it to be. I talked about what I talked about, but I could talk about whatever else I want. I can, I can make life be whatever I want it to be. Courage. And it takes courage to travel the one road, It takes courage to live life that way, without meaning, with just doing whatever feels right in the moment, doing whatever brings you joy. That takes a lot of courage to face the truth that their life has no meaning. There is no point in all of this. Just you are the one that gives it meaning. You are the one that gives it a point. And that is when you actually deep down understand that. At first it's gonna turn your world upside down. Like everything that I thought I knew is just wrong, you know. I can just, you know, define things. See, I'm rambling on again for no point again. Number 8. Courage, another major arcana. We went from the 12 to the 8. Courage. This card shows a small wildflower that has met the challenge of the rocks and stones in its path to emerge into the light of day. Surrounded by an aura of bright golden light, it exposes the majesty of its tiny self. Unashamed, it is equal to the brightest sun. When we are faced with a very difficult situation, we have a choice. We can either be resentful and try to find somebody or something to blame for the hardships, or we can face the challenge and grow. Interesting. So that's kind of remind me of you know, when you start at the beginning and then you go all the way around, explore all these 10 paths, you know, and you go back to the beginning, and then you're at the end, you're at the beginning, and you're like, well, now what? So you can you know, be mad that there was no point to the roller coaster ride, or you can face the challenge and grow and give meaning to where there is no meaning. Or I guess, what's the point of a roller coaster ride? You know, is the point to get to the very end, or is the point to, you know, go through all of the twists and turns and curves and doody-doos, you know, because it's fun. So what is the meaning? What's the point of a roller coaster? Well, to have fun. The seed cannot know what is going to happen. The seed has never known the flower. And the seed cannot even believe that he has the potentiality to become a beautiful flower. Long is the journey, and it is always safer not to go on that journey, because unknown is the path, and nothing is guaranteed. Nothing can be guaranteed. 1,001 are the hazards of the journey. Many are the pitfalls, and the seed is secure, hidden inside a hard core. But the seed tries, makes an effort. It drops the hard shell, which is its security. It starts moving. Immediately the fight starts, the struggle with the soil, with the stones, with the rocks. And the seed was very hard, and the sprout will be very, very soft, and dangers will be many. There was no danger for the seed. The seed could have survived for millennia, but for the sprout, many are the dangers. Interesting. So it's like going through life, not knowing that you are the one that gives meaning to it. You know, just dandy, do. And there's no danger for that person, because everything is already set for him. You know, everything is already defined for him. And then, but the sprout starts towards the unknown. And the sprout, for the sprout, you know, when you figure out, oh, I am the one giving meaning to all of these things. You know, I don't have to take in the outside meaning. I can actually, you know, give meaning to the universe itself. Then it's different. There's dangers there. People can, you know, not like your meaning that you gave life. People can judge your meaning. People. But the sprout starts towards the unknown, towards the sun, towards the source of light, not knowing where, not knowing why. I've been rambling. I don't usually ramble like this. Great is the cross to be carried, but a dream possesses the seed, and the seed moves. The same is the path for man. It is arduous. Much courage will be needed. See, in the dream, you chose your dream. You can do whatever you want. Failure. Interesting. Scorpio, I don't even know what the fuck this reading is about. I have no idea. Same with the universe, huh? Imagine going through the universe. I have no idea what this universe is about, man. And it feels like a failure not knowing, maybe. 7 of discs, 7 of pentacles. The pentacles are of the material, of things you can see. Not just money, but, you know, home, you know, your work, things, all of the things physical, all of the things earth, all the earthly matters. or of the discs. And this one is failed, unfulfilled. Success. Original title is Lord of Success Unfulfilled. Interesting. So maybe you thought there was a meaning, and you're upset that there is no meaning, and you're the one that gives it meaning. But you really wanted someone else to tell you the meaning. Someone apart from you to tell you what is going on, to show you what is going on, to explain to you what is going on, to put out the laws and rules for you, when ultimately it is you who does that. It is you who. This card presents an image of cold, stark beauty. That, I'm afraid, is the best thing that can be said about it. Try as I may, I can't find one kind word from Crowley concerning failure. But honestly, have any of the sevens really thrilled us? We have to hand it to Lady Harris, though. She did a marvelous job of setting 7 leading coins. They suggest bad money, Crowley explains. Struck with the symbols of Saturn and Taurus in the world of dead and blackened vegetation. They form the gigantic figure Rubus, which Crowley describes as the most ugly and menacing of the 16. One look at our formula tells us that we are in for trouble. Netzach, the sphere, which is the 7, of dreamy-eyed prima donna Venus, has, as Crowley puts it, its customary enfeebling effect, and cold, heavy Saturn, and slow, earthy Taurus, adds jack-booted insult to an unimaginative injury. Crowley summarizes the dark imagery of the card. There is no effort here, not even dream. The stake has been thrown down, and it is all lost. That is labor itself, it is abandoned. Everything is sucked in sloth. And the 7 of discs shows up in a tarot reading. You better hope your question was, what's going to happen to my worst enemy? Okay, and so the cool thing I like is that courage is literally right next to it. So there's this new vision, this new path being explored, this new way of looking at things, this something new that's getting you, into different territory. Obviously, you're going to fail at first. Obviously, if you don't know, maybe you already feel like a failure for not, giving good meaning to life, or just not knowing. Maybe you feel a failure for not knowing something. I don't know. Maybe you feel you will fail. Point is, if you are doing something new, you will fail. So you need courage to keep going, because failure isn't bad. Failure just means you're figuring out how not to do it. So the more you figure out how not to do it, that means the more likely you are to figure out how to do it. Bam! That's the most straightforward, logical, actually meaningful thing I've said this whole reading. Let me write that down. Alright, I'm not going to write it down. Princess of Wands. This is her exploring all of this new stuff. She's not afraid to fail. Alright, so the court cards to me are skills and abilities that are available to us. So we all have stat points. This card is saying invest some of your stat points into the Princess of Wands skills and ability. And this is what the princess shares a special status among the court cards. And Harris seems to have given all 4 of them the special attention they deserve. They are all breathtakingly beautiful. Placed side by side, there are 4 pinup girls of the Thoth Tarot. The Princess of Wands is especially stunning, and is one more reason the Crowley Harris deck is banned contraband within so many prisons. Crowley wrote, "This card may be said to represent the dance of the Virgin Priestess of the Lords of Fire. As the earth sub-element of the suit of fire, she not only officiates before the ram's-headed altar as Princess of the Flaming Sacrifice, but is herself the fuel of the fire. We recognize her in people we meet who are so energetically self-assured, so independent, and irrationally audacious that while inspirational and thrilling, they can be downright dangerous to be around. When ill-dignified, she is the ultimate drama queen who is so shallow and self-absorbed that it never occurs to her that nobody is sympathizing with her. If left unchecked, the Princess of Wands gone bad would not only incinerate herself needlessly in doing so, she will also set fire to the whole neighborhood. She can be cruel, unreliable, faithless, and domineering. Know anyone like that? Princesses do not rule degrees of the zodiacal year, so we have no examples of celebrated personalities who are Princess of Wands. Fiery reds and yellows and gold dominate this card, as they do all the wand court cards. Princess of Fire. So going back to the, start, and then you go all the way around and you end where you started, and you're like, well, what the hell was the point of that? So this princess, to me, is, because it starts with the princess. This is like a fool. She doesn't know much. She's a child. She just does things the way she wants to do without, I don't know, without really much thought. So it's like a child, right? Seeing things from new. And then she goes all the way around. She goes and bees the prince. And then she learns the ways of the queen. And then she learns the ways of the king. And then she ends up back as the princess. But there's a difference between the princess that started and the princess that ended. The princess that started is fresh and new. And the princess that ended already went through the whole universe, right? Already experienced everything that needed to be experienced. And then she chooses to still be this childlike, joyous, like this. Look at it. They're the same. But she already went through it. So now she knows it's not worth it to be like the king and set rules and, be orderly and it's not okay to be like the queen, who isn't really going to defend herself. She's going to include everybody, and the prince, he's a go-getter, but she wants to be herself. She wants to enjoy. She wants to be joyous. The prince that started and then the prince that ended, or the princess that started and the princess that ended are same, but the one that ended has all of these failures already in her pocket, and she has experience, and instead of keep going through the circle, she now gets to choose how she wants to be. She learned all these skills and abilities, and instead of feeling like that's who she is, she knows they are skills and abilities that are useful at certain times. Just like, so it's like me saying, or like in sports, whenever they say be the ball, or in another word, say I'm cooking and I'm cutting up an onion, be the knife. Am I the knife? No, I'm not the knife. But to be able to cut good and everything, the knife technically is part of you. It is an extension of yourself. So you are the knife technically, but you also are not the knife, because if you are the knife, that means in another situation, would you have to use the knife again? Like, say you're taking care of a baby now. Is it okay to use the knife again since you are the knife? We were the knife while we were using it? Well, no. Now the knife can be set aside and we can use a different skill, a different tool, a different ability for this other situation. So this princess is the one that has gone all the way around and has all of these skills and abilities in her pocket and knows that she isn't the tools that she has, but she can use these tools to her advantage. And that only came from all of the failures. Page of Pentacles. This is another princess. So Page and Princess are same. So now this is of the will, of your passion. And now this is with money, with the Pentacles. All of these failures she is holding in her hand and is appreciating them and is going to put it in her pocket. Yeah, this is literally, I think, just saying, see all these failures? Look at, they're all right here. They are nothing. If we felt like we were the failures, imagine living here, living in this space. This is you, right? But then we discover, well, no, that's not us. This is us. And our failures are right here. They're right with me. They're not so big, though. They're small. And, they were tools for getting me to be where I needed to be. Knight of Cups. Perfect. I like the Knight of Cups. Let's read the Knight of Cups. And the princess, so there's a page, and then a knight. And look at how they're both, yeah, you're taking care of all these failures, you know, all this material stuff. And same with your emotions. You're keeping them, all those negative emotions that make you feel like a failure, you know. Well, same. They're right here. They helped me become the knight that I am. I will read the Knight of Cups. I do feel like reading the Knight of Cups. Lover, seductive, chivalrous, moody, charmer, idealistic, poetic, and romantic. Interesting. See all of these going through the whole universe, and then you get to decide, hey, I want to be like this, I want to be like that, I want to be like that. And that is the meaning of life. You give it meaning. You don't have to be anything. You can be whatever you want to be. And it looks like you would like to be a lover, a seductive, chivalrous, moody, charmer, idealistic, a poetic, a romantic. The Knight of Cups is romantic, sophisticated, and creative. He wants nothing more to enjoy life's pleasures and make others happy. Yeah, I feel like at the end you would also feel that way. You know, well, damn, all those... I would like to make people feel good and feel good myself instead of all these failures. But these failures led you to think that way. He is an appreciator of beauty in all forms, so he is often immaculately dressed, refined, and fashionable. It's the same thing. Why not? This is him just expressing himself, and if that's why if you want to look good, you gotta look good, man. So he's often immaculately dressed, refined, and fashionable. He is open about his vulnerability, but often moody. He dislikes conflict and takes the role of peacemaker or mediator during tense situations. Do you fall in love easily? Are you in love with the idea of being in love? Now, that's not about you, Scorpio. Oh, do you naturally display your emotions, though, Scorpio? What pulls your heartstrings? Your feelings may be strong now, so express them. How do you show loved ones that you care? Appreciate beauty. Open your eyes to what captivates you now, not necessarily to aesthetics, but inner beauty. Explore what you find beautiful, poetic, or lyrical. Go to a museum, walk through a garden, and surround yourself in things that delight you. Dress to impress. When it comes to appreciating beauty, apply this to yourself as well. Explore what makes you feel beautiful. Wear the clothes that make you feel special. So to that, I feel like saying, you can have all these rules of, oh, you got to dress this way, you got to dress that way. Oh, you got to be this, you got to be that. Oh, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. No, we went through the whole circle. So we know the meaning is to just express yourself, to, wear whatever you want. If you want to, wear a pirate hat, go for it, man. There is no meaning. There is no point in not doing that. All right, Scorpio. This was a weird reading. But I think that's the point, right? Life is weird. Life. 25. Yeah, okay. This kind of goes with it. It's about Professor Copperfield's Miracle Legumes. Dwight goes from a thumbtack to a telescope. So the same way how we went through the circle and the princess went from the king to the queen to this to that. Dwight goes from a thumbtack to a telescope. He didn't have a bunch of money. He didn't have a bunch of fancy tools. He didn't even have fancy or expensive items to sell or trade. Dwight had a thumbtack. Do with what you have, and you will also get your telescope. You might even find yourself some magic beans. Okay, yeah, interesting. Okay, I kind of get this now. All right, so yeah, this reading is all about all of the stuff that doesn't make sense, all of the rules and stuff, and the only thing that makes sense is you getting what you want. Inner confidence. Channel your inner Pammy. Be more honest. Be confident. Start telling people what you want directly. You give meaning to life. You give meaning to what you want to do. Everything in your life, you give meaning to. Be like Pam and say, look out, world, because old Pammy is getting what she wants. Except don't call her Pammy. Yeah, so this is like going through the whole circle. doing what other people want, following other people's rules, and then you end up at the end and you're like, well, why the hell did I do that? That I did not have fun. That was not a fun roller coaster ride. So on this next go around, you are going to listen to yourself. Look at the universe said, did I stutter? And you give meaning. You give meaning to life, Scorpio.
Debo resignarme a que no estés, aunque esté muy triste, ya no lloraré.